Yo, what up, my Chicago bros? And for today's video, I got another banger. I got a part 2 to the last one. If you guys did not see my last video, it was an RLCS X award show. I had some crazy awards, some MVPs, my opinions, defensive player of the years, NBA style. And I saw you guys enjoyed it, and I saw some comments, and you guys wanted a part 2 with some different awards. So I took some of your guys' suggestions, and I made a part 2. I got the stats, I got the clips. Your boys rolling. We got a part 2 for you. But of course, like always, you guys have been killing it, so keep killing it. I need them likes, them comments, them Twitter shoutouts, them subscriptions. It's free, and I appreciate you guys for doing it. I see the ones that are doing it. I see the real Chicago bros, you know, the cringy Chicago bros. But anyways, as always, I'm just gonna appreciate that and thank you so much. But let's keep it up. Let's keep the channel rolling. But let's just hop right into it like we did for part 1. But again, if you guys did not know, the RLCS X season just finished, and these are a couple more awards that I saw you guys commented and you wanted to see, and I just thought there'd be little quick videos, you know, little quick shout outs. But yeah, let's get on with it. All right, so I had there's in the NBA, if you guys don't know, there's a most improved player. But for the awards list I wanted to do the most improved team. And for NA, I have old KCP or Shopify Rebellion. Now, if you guys did not know, it was Memory, Seabass, and Rapid in RLCS X, or RLCS Season 9. It wasn't even X yet. And they were actually last, and they got demoted to RS, I believe. But with the new format coming in, they were able to play against every team. And they, as everyone knew, they had some couple regional final finishes, I believe, against Rogue and Spring and all the way back in fall or winter, I believe. And they ended up getting top 7. You know, they would have loved to get top 6, but like they were super competitive with every team, and that was definitely a step up from where they started. Now for EU, this is a tougher one because in EU they were 6th in RLCS season 9. But again, this team, I don't think anyone really had high expectations for. Maybe another top 6 if they're decent, but they came out the guns blazing with their new gun Archie, you know, and they showed up. They were top 2 for a little bit. They were winning. I think they might have won a couple regionals or maybe even got a couple grand finals, but they showed up and they showed out. You know, they ended up finishing top 3 this season in points, so that was pretty impressive after a team probably did not expect them to finish in that spot. All right, for the next award, for my Squishy Muffins lovers, I got the best support player. Now, a support player, if you guys don't know, is probably the guy that's doing a lot of the dirty work or just a lot of the stuff that you don't really see on the stat line that ends up kind of enabling their team and really helps their success. So a support player, you can think of demos, but for my case, since Energy was the best team and Squishy's their support player, I had to give it to him. Now, my man's stats were 6.65 goals a game, 0.58 assists, and 1.37 saves. So no stats that jump out like crazy on paper, right? But the man was just everything, probably those little touches that you need for clears, these air dribbles, the dribbles like to get the ball to defense to relieve pressure, the, you know, the little bumps right there that could stall your teammate to get boosts, just little stuff like that. The ones that are not scoring the double tap flash plays all the time, even though he can do that. He had his moments during the season where he popped off for sure, but overall his role is definitely support, and he smashed it, and that's why they're the best. Now EU, I'm gonna go with the same reasoning. I think a lot of people would say Extra, the 2 stars of BDS were probably Mark and Monkey, and Extra stats were 0.72 goals, 0.58 assists, and 1.44 save. So a little bit more offense and defense out of Extra compared to Squishy, but again, Extra is the same exact kind of player Squishy is, and he really enables that team success. And I definitely don't think without like those players on those teams are nowhere near as successful, or at least not to the level they were. All right, so for the next one, I really don't like being biased, and I completely don't think that this could be me, but I literally just went off the stats and the highest assist like percentage out of RLCS players, and I got the best dime disher, the best passer. And even though I don't like being humble, but I literally just went off the stats because I have another award after this. I put it for myself, Chicago, the dime disher. I like to think of myself as a passer, you know, pass first player. But I had 0.72 assists. And for EU, just again, alone off of stats, I got Monkey Moon. He had 0.71 assists, so you can't really argue. And that was just based off the highest assists out of anyone. Now, for this other award, you could think it is the best dime disher, but I got the best playmaker. And the reason why I wanted this and dime disher is because dime disher you can just do based off stats, who gets the most assists, like a point guard, like Chris Paul, you know. But for the best playmaker, like if you want someone to go take the ball from your side, oh, I think I just smashed my desk. Anyway, if you want someone to take the ball, go beat 2 or 3 defenders, hit the ball off the backboard, hit it in front of the net, so your team can just clean it up. That's what a playmaker is. And for NA, I got Atomic. Atomic had 0.65 goals, 0.72 assists, and 1.51 saves, and he had over 60% goal participation. So when I think of like a playmaker, I really also think of just Atomic, because I think of Atomic, you know, he gets his corner boost, the ball finds him, and he takes an air dribble or just some crazy play where he's beating 2 or 3 defenders and ends up an opportunity for Envy. Now for EU, I have Itachi. Itachi's team was really good, and they eventually had a really rough split. They fell out of that top 6, but Itachi has 0.71 goals, 0.69 assists, 1.72 saves, and he has 64% goal participation. So again, both those players, I just really see if you need them to make a play, they can do it for you. It's kind of like a bucket getter in basketball. All right, my next award is the best third man. Best third man in NA is Sipical, and you guys might think this is the same award as the last video if you guys watched that with defensive player of the year. Now I had that for Mish just purely off his goal line defense and his decision making, or is just able to be a brick wall. But for third man, I'm gonna have everything. They can score, they can pass, they can defend. They're really smart. They're not gonna make mistakes, and that's why I have Sipical. Sipical for SSG, second best team in NA after the championships. He had 0.77 goals, 0.56 assists, and 1.84 saves. So the saves are obviously a little bit higher. That's why he's the third man. But you know, that's why I gotta give it to him. You're really never gonna catch him making many mistakes, but he's also gonna be a threat on offense and just anywhere on the field. Now for EU, you gotta give it to the man Monkey Moon. I asked an EU friend, and because I don't want to get it wrong, and I was like, yo, who's the best third man in EU? And he goes, it has to be Monkey Moon. Now, I think Monkey Moon's obviously the best player in EU, and there's awards, but if there's an EU player saying he's the best third man, then I just can't really argue with it, because he obviously knows the region. All right, next we have another award that was actually commented by a couple of you guys, and it was the most underrated player. Now for NA, I have Taroko. I don't really have any stats for Taroko because he's definitely more of a player that just slots the goal or the goals when he needs to, and saves the ball when he needs to, and challenges when he needs to. But when Rogue was winning, they were so successful. It was definitely because I think a big part of it was Taroko, and Taroko was playing super well. But again, he's in one of the spots where he's not going to get all the credit, but he definitely stepped up, and I think he was a huge reason to their achievements. Now for EU, again, this is my EU lad that I asked, yo, I don't really know EU. Who do you guys think the most underrated player is? Or who do you think the most underrated player is? And he told me Matean. Now, Team Galaxy Racer, I believe they finished top 10. I could be wrong. You might have to correct me on that. So again, a super solid team. But Matean says this EU player that was my spy, not really spy, but he said Matean's really sick, and pros give him the credit, but a lot of viewers don't really know about him. So Matean. And then for the last award, I have, oh wait, is it last? Yeah, last award. Sorry about that. I have the top 2 series of the year. Now, this could be NA bias, and you guys can let me know if there's some EU or some other series that happened in the RLCS X season that were better, but I had the top 2 series of the year, and number 1, I think it was G2 versus NRG in that championship semis. I think that 19-game series was something else. It's something we've never really seen before, and I think just the games were really exciting. End of story. And I think we'll see more of those in the future with maybe the best of format, but I think it was something that was really fun for the viewers and the players. And I just think overall that was really, really fun and exciting gameplay. Now for number 2, I have another NA tournament. The NRG versus Envy Winter Regional event. Now this is when Envy became the threat that everyone knew and loved, and you know, they kind of fell off at times, but this is where they popped off. You know, there was that, I think in this series there was a bracket reset or something like that, but Envy had stupid amount of games where they had 3-goal comebacks. They had fake kickoffs with 4 seconds left. They were doing everything. The goals were highlight reel goals. The play was peak Rocket League, and because of that, that's why I had the other NA series as top 2 series of the year. But you know, that's going to be it for the RLCS X Awards. Now, I know there's a lot more awards we could probably do, so if you guys want to see that, you got to let me know down in the comments below. But that's going to do it for me. But as always, you know, share this video, like, subscribe. Let's keep the channel popping. I love to see it. And, you know, I love my Chicago bros. Just keep doing what you're doing. But anyways, I'm going to sign out. Have a great afternoon, morning, night, dusk, dawn, wherever you're at. Be safe. But I'm heading out. Peace.